Hello, my name is Joel Cronin, and today I'll be analysing a critical reflection of a teaching episode that was conducted in November 2018. This critical reflection will analyse the theories of learning from educational theories and unit readings, teaching approaches in particular relating to the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, as well as ways to improve mind practice in relation to the teaching episode. This particular teaching episode is situated at the end of Term 4 in the Year 9 Geography lesson at Morris College, Eastwood. The students in this class finished their yearly exams 5 days before this lesson and appeared to be underwhelmed to do classwork due to their body language being limp and constant talking between themselves. The unit being taught was called International Migration, in which students needed to investigate the reasons for and effects of international migration to Australia. From this, students will develop an analysis of international migration patterns, an explanation of where and why international migrants settle within Australia, and an examination of characteristics and spatial patterns of Australia's cultural diversity. Observing this geography class in previous lessons, I consider the class to be of mixed ability. These students had their own strengths for answering particular questions, in which some needed to discuss with the person next to them to see if they were right or not, while others either wrote it in their book or expressed it freely. Students were able to participate more in class depending on the activity that was happening at the time, and to retain knowledge, they have their own way of learning. This brings me to the types of learning theories that were examined during this practicum. The multiple intelligence theory was developed by Howard Gardner and explores the 8 ways or intelligences in which people understand and perceive the world around them. In the classroom presented, there were linguistic learners who responded well to discussions, logical mathematical learners who preferred more problem-solving activities such as puzzles, and visual spatial learners who grasped the subject concept greater when they were able to watch videos explaining the subject being taught. To cater for all of these students, I had to make sure I prepared a lesson plan that was suitable for all of them. The multiple intelligence theory relates to the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, as it allows teachers to understand how students learn, differentiate teaching to suit the needs of all students, and allow teachers to plan, structure, and sequence learning programs accordingly. The social constructivist theory, as explained by Lev Vygotsky, emphasizes on the social environment as the facilitator of development and learning. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is seen to be the most suitable theory for this classroom environment. The zone of proximal development is essential for classroom behaviour as it allows the teacher to see what the capabilities are of the students when they are unaided. It also utilises the knowledge of the teacher to help the student, which allows the student to enter the zone of proximal development and further enhance their skills. Creating a lesson in which students create their own questions on an international migration based on the current theory will allow students to achieve greater knowledge. This allows the students to think independently and create inquiry-based learning setting in which I, the teacher, would be able to provide guidance to find their answers. This will allow students to feel a sense of accomplishment and to want to further engage with their studies. The social constructivist theory relates to the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, as it allows teachers to demonstrate their knowledge within the teaching area, support the students' participation to the activities, and the use of ICT in a classroom environment. Students are examined and assessed in the form of formative and summative assessments. Formative assessments are used for teachers to understand what the capabilities are of their students. It is inclusive to all learners and provides positive feedback for the students. This was demonstrated in class as there was a discussion of who knows where international migrants come from in relation to countries, in which each student showed what they knew of the topic. Summative assessments assess what the students have learned over the course of the topic and term and provides evidence of achievement. This was evident during the practicum with weekly quizzes on what the students have learned with the use of IT and textbooks. A reflection from the feedback of the supervising teacher illustrated that the use of group and individual work are essential for students' knowledge and well-being. A well-orchestrated whiteboard lets the audience know what the lesson is about, and that the teacher controls the classroom and what the students learn is based on what the teacher provides them.